partners makes, another group's makes. So kids were really excited. I mean, the time flew that we were together, and I think they had a great time, and they learned a lot. Now shifting gears, these are the highlights of things that are new in the district, things that we are really proud about. One of them is we started out our Allied Health Academy at the high school. We now have students who are going to be earning college credit through Rutgers University in their junior and senior year. They apply in their sophomore year. The students who go into this program also participate in a 2-year clinical internship in an Atlantic Health Hospital, Chilton, or it could be Morristown. It depends if they can drive there or if they're going to take the bus that we provide. To give you an idea, they earn 25, they have the opportunity to earn 25 college credits by the time they graduate high school. So students in year 1 will take anatomy and physiology. In that 1-year course, they can take the final exam for both anatomy 1, anatomy 2, and med term, which is a lot of credits for one high school class. In addition, they can take emergency clinical care, introduction to clinical research, dynamics in healthcare. Year 2, they move on to sports medicine, introduction to health and wellness, scientific principles of nutrition, and clinical research capstone project, which they'll present to in our symposium at the end of the year as well. So students, in order to earn the 25 credits or the credits for the courses that they're taking, must earn a passing score on the Rutgers University final exam for that course. It's not an exam that we generate. It's an exam from Rutgers. So they will end up with a college transcript from Rutgers University. Now, to make it more exciting, oh, that's the one that I'm sorry. I don't know if I can play the video, and the student who recorded the video is in the back of the room. We had a student record a video with the teachers, but it's under my login, I believe. Oh.
Yeah, it's a great video. Yeah, I'll email it out or post it online later. So basically what the video was going to show you was
Juno. So our interactive mannequin, we're one of the only high schools, non-tech high schools, to have this interactive mannequin. And the mannequin, you are able to take blood pressure, heart rate, listen to bowel movements, listen to heart sounds. The teacher has an iPad where she can set up the patient to have certain characteristics, and the students would then have to address the problem. So the mannequin talks to you as well. So in this video that was recorded, the student, the mannequin has a wound on her leg. The student asks the mannequin, is anything wrong? Do you feel any pain? She says, my leg hurts. And then the nurse, the student would ask, can I touch your leg? And the student goes to touch the leg, and the mannequin then goes, ouch. So she responds to the interactions. It allows them also to do different types of procedures. So she can teach them how to do tracheotomies using this mannequin. They can actually use, she can teach students how to blood draw from the mannequin. So there's a special attachment on the arm. And right now we're working out buying syringes and the actual removal of it through the nurse's office so we can get all those supplies taken care of. So the goal would be to have students in their senior year be able to get certified as phlebotomists and be able to earn some side cash while they're in nursing school. So it's a great, great tool. I'm really glad that there was funding and we were able to get this. So in addition to that, we were looking at other opportunities for students to get exposure to clinical experiences. And right now, while we're waiting for Chilton to set up our program, we have students attending a virtual program called Global Health Squads. So we've met with the clinical practice in Honduras. The group met with the students. They talked about the type of medical facilities that they have in Honduras or they don't have in Honduras, how often the people can come to get medical care, and they will sit in on live clinic days. So there's 3 live clinic days, and then a wrap up. So there's a lot of interaction where they'll be able to see for a 90-minute period patients being treated with the doctor there, and it's a virtual experience where the students can actually ask questions of the nurse and the doctor. Another program that has changed a little bit in the high school is our aviation program. Our aviation program is in year 3. We have a lot of students in the class, and the exciting part about this is it's year 3 of a 4-year program. In year 3, they can sit for their pilot's license, and there's 2 different exams. One is to pilot a plane, and the other is for the drone UAS piloting. So the students, the curriculum that we're using will prepare them throughout the year to be able to take that exam. Once they take that exam, they have to start logging flight hours in order for their senior year to actually go towards earning their pilot's license. At PRM, our Science Research 8 class is growing, and we have students that are now going to be working, it used to be the Broadcom Master's program that I put up there. We had a slight change. They have a new sponsor. Fisher Scientific is now sponsoring this competition. But students, not only in Science 8, will be able to compete in this competition, but I also open the Science Research program to grades 6 through 8. So any students who are not in the current Science 8 research class have the opportunity to meet with me after school. I'll meet with them during different checkpoints to go through their science research proposal, their idea. So last year I met with students in 6th and 7th grade. I had one person in 8th grade. But there are students that are younger, that are really eager to start doing science research, and I just wanted to make sure that we had the opportunity to open it up to them. as I mentioned, some of those students that were in the summer program also joined our robotics team. This year, our robotics team has grown to 2 teams. In the past, we've always competed with 1. We have so many students. I help coach the team as well, and we were meeting today, and the room was full. We have over 25 kids who are eager to compete. Each team can have 10 members. So we're asking students who want to go to competition and be in competition to register. And once they register, we can take them to competition. We're hoping that we get placed in Mount Olive, and that competition is November 19th. So those students are moving along. And I'm really excited to talk about a project that we did just before the pandemic. Mrs. Ryman and I planned a lake study. So she's always looking for new and exciting things to do with her students and with Stony Brook. And a couple of years ago, I mentioned that I was part of this program called GLOBE, and I'm one of their master scientists. This program allows high school, middle school, and elementary school students to conduct lab experiments and publish their data to the GLOBE database. It's a national database in the United States. It collects environmental data from everywhere, all across the world. So she was very eager, and she did many hours of PD that she had to do to train to become also an expert in this. And now we're planning to take the students out in early November to collect samples. So the gold students, grades 3 to 5, actually go out and collect the samples and bring them back and do the water quality tests. So they'll run nitrate, phosphate, dissolved oxygen, temperature, and turbidity. So it's all the standard lab tests that you do for water quality. This is the same lab that my high school AP environmental science class does. And we do it with 3rd through 5th graders. We're really excited because then the samples of the organisms that they collect, we can take to the other classes and share those samples with the other classes so they can use the microscopes and the magnifying glasses to try to identify the different macroinvertebrates. And by identifying the macroinvertebrates and looking at the water quality both in the spring or in the fall and then again in the spring, we can track the health of space and lakes, which by the way is very good. And that gives you an idea of what they're doing out there. They have a key to identify organisms. They try to identify some of the organisms while they're out there, but it's really exciting for them to go back and use the microscopes and have 3rd graders there investigating, and then knowing that their data is going to be entered into the database. And we share that with them. We tell them, we're going to share this with the government, and then other scientists around the world can take that data and study it. So it's really an exciting program. Really excited to have that back. And that is the end of my presentation. That's what we need. Any questions? No, the credits, it's a real transcript from Rutgers University. So the students, Rutgers credit is pretty much transferable everywhere. The only places that maybe would give you a hard time are your IVs. Yeah, but yeah, those credits. The goal is to get students into the allied health, to get nurses into the workforce and doctors into the workforce, but especially nurses into the workforce faster, to get them a head start.
So you mentioned that they're doing the virtual work in Honduras now while we're waiting for Chilton. Do we have a timeline of when they'll be getting into Chilton?
That's a good question. So I'll give you a little history on that. The person who handles that in Chilton retired and didn't pass the information on. So we got a late start. The goal is November, but it is in the hands of the lawyers right now. Not our lawyers, we're done. It's in the hands of the other lawyers. So as long as they accept our agreement, we should be able to send the kits.
Okay, great, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vai, and it really was exciting. I was happy to be here at the conclusion of that robotics program over the summer. And when I went over to Stony Brook, there were students, media center, a room on the side, they were all over the place. The thing that really, I really appreciated was seeing that there were students that were having difficulties. And, you know, getting the robots to go the right course. And some of the older kids just jumped in and, let's change the wheel, let's do this. And they just moved right ahead until they solved it. So it was great to see that problem-solving skills and being so excited, especially in the summertime, and doing this. So great job. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Vai. That was awesome. Okay, moving on to petitions and hearings of citizens for agenda items only. If anybody has any comments or questions, please come up to the podium here for agenda items only. Okay, I don't see any, so we'll move on to action items.